welcome back to the Reverends.Karen. Today we're doing a new video, and this is about what happened yesterday at the ARE in beautiful downtown Virginia Beach, Virginia. What happened?
Well, it was the psychic fair, and I was privileged to go read for them. When I decided to create my space there, so we went in and got the table that was mine, which I was very happy with. It felt like a really great location for me. Before I go and set up, I sit down and ask, what do I need to bring? And there's some things that tend to come along on every trip or every time I do a reading, and there's some things that choose to come or not to come. So what I thought we would do today is we are going to show you at this point a picture of what it looked like when we were starting to set up, and what happens when we come in and bring the rest of the things. I don't bring my tools or my crystals. I like to keep them with me. Then I bring them in the day of the event and finish setting up. But to decide what goes and how to transport them. And the end result is a complete table. My goal is to make it welcoming, that people feel comfortable, but not so much so that they're distracted by all the things on there. But as I set it up and stood up and looked at it from the client side of the table, I thought they probably don't understand why I choose everything I choose. So we thought we would go through and show you why we use everything we use.
There you go. First thing was the covering of the table.
I use a tablecloth, just a regular tablecloth, but I choose the color carefully. Sometimes I use blue and sometimes I use purple. This room has a lot of blue in it to begin with, so I thought I would go with purple. And purple, we'll do a show about colors eventually, I promise. But purple is considered to be more of an etheric color. It has a lot of depth. It works with the upper chakra, the crown chakra. So that's a nice vibration to put down on the table. And it's a beautiful, clear jewel tone, which I liked. So,
And then you covered it with a diamond-shaped...
Yeah, that's an altar cloth that you can see, and I'll also put a close-up in so you can see the design on it. I've had that for probably 20 years, and I bought it from some people who were raising funds for Tibet. It was handmade by Tibetan refugees. And it has a lovely sacred feel to it because it's just bright. It picks up almost any color. If you want to protect something, silk energetically is the best fabric to use because it tends to keep things energetically clean. It keeps the vibrations off of it. So putting a big thing of silk in the middle of the table just feels like the right thing to do.
Once those were there, then I saw that you had some special candles that you were using.
Candles represent light, even if they're not real flames flickering. So it just adds a little bit of ambiance. It makes it a little more homey, a little more warm. And again, that's what I'm trying to do, is set up a warm and sacred, welcoming space.
Now, among them, I saw, I think, crystals and stones and different mineral kind of things.
They're tools. First of all, when I take my crystals there, I use this or something like it. This is a silk scarf I have that I wore to death, and it has some ink stains on it, so it's not suitable for wearing anymore. But it is silk, and silk is great for it. So I wrap my crystals in silk when I'm bringing them to and from to protect them. And then I choose them based on, again, I sit down and actually ask each one if they want to go. And then I'm always surprised by the blend that shows up. There's a few workhorses that really like to go. So we're going to show you a close-up of the table and a close-up of the objects, but I'm also going to show you here so that you can see what they are. And the first thing on there is I have two pieces of quartz, one on each side of the table, but they're very different. So the first one, which is on my left, this is a piece of quartz. You have longer arms, so you can...
Yes. It is a beautiful piece of quartz.
This is just clear quartz, and it looks a little cloudy in there. And this is double terminated, which means it has points on both ends. And the reason I chose that one to bring is because energy moves with both ends. So I kind of put it like at an angle so that spirit has the opportunity to move energy back and forth. What I found to be one of the better sources is called Love is in the Earth. A kaleidoscope of crystals. This is the updated version. This printing was from 2005. Thank you.
coming up.
And that is just a wonderful resource that I've had for years. So what I'm going to tell you about these is from that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm not going to tell you about all the properties of these. I'm just going to tell you why I chose them, the properties that, or why I chose them to come along, or they probably thought it was important to volunteer.
They are explained in the book in detail.
Yeah. So the reason we choose quartz is quartz amplifies both body energy and thoughts. We think of it like a battery. It amplifies, it powers. It brings the energy of the stars into the soul. It harmonizes and aligns human energies with the energies of the universe. It is a stone of power. It is also used to facilitate speaking and with and receiving the energies from the spiritual side of things. And the piece I put on the other side is different, not just in size, because we'll have to take a close-up so you can see it. But this little piece is extremely clear. That's one reason I like it. It has little lines running through it. These are inclusions that are called rutilations. And what that does is it gives the property of that mineral combined with this one as well. So it's just a lovely stone that has a lot of really nice energy. Now, there's other quartz that we used as well, things that fall into the quartz family. And this is a really nice piece. This is an amethyst. It's very deep in color, tapering down to a lighter color. So amethyst is a stone of spirituality and contentment. It balances the energy of the intellect and the emotional and the physical bodies. It is a clear connection that joins the earth plane with the other worlds. It is also a stone of meditation. And it has two qualities that are really nice. I call it a warm and cuddling stone. And it's also very regal, because we associate with purple with royalty. So it is a very regal and ruling stone as well. But it has a really nice energy. And now another member of the quartz family is this one. And this is a nice chunk of citrine on top of some milky quartz as well. The reason we use citrine is it has a nice quality that comes very useful when you're doing readings, is that when people sit down, they have energy, they have things that are going on with their life, but quartz is one of the two stones in the mineral kingdom that does not absorb negativity. It actually takes it and transmutes it into positive. It kind of facilitates that. So it's a very nice stone. It also balances the yin and yang energy. It aligns the chakras with the etheric plane, so they're nice and balanced again. And it's, the reason I like it there is it stimulates the intuitive self, so that is easier brought forward, which makes my work a little easier. And it promotes contact with the higher forces of intelligence. It also allows for the clarification of problems that are related to the realms of the intellect and the emotions. And that's a lot of what we address when we do readings, is people have things they're trying to sort through. A stone like that, the energy of it can kind of help you in that process.
Okay, and that was, I think, all the gems that were on the table at that time, except for this one.
Two. You missed two.
Excuse me. Two.
Malachite.
Malachite. Oh, he's a good one.
Yeah. Malachite is, it's a very special stone. It can be lighter than that, but it always has this beautiful emerald green quality to it, and it has this like variegation on it that is really sharp.
Any relation to George here?
No.
No? Okay. It's just in the form of a George Washington monument. Did you happen to pick this up in...
It's an obelisk.
An obelisk, yes, of course. Did you happen to pick that up in Washington?
Probably in the Washington area, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a stone of transformation. It is excellent for clarifying the emotions. It can be used to facilitate insight concerning a specific condition. It stimulates the instinctive and intuitive reasoning. And another thing that I read years ago somewhere was that this is the stone of, it's been used in ancient times. They would put it on the lining of the crowns because it has a quality of helping you to access higher wisdom. And that's always a good thing. And there's one more.
And there's one more. Thank you kindly. That's a beautiful piece. Oh!
Now this is turquoise. Now, sometimes people think turquoise it can be a deeper blue, and it can also be green, and turquoise can also change color. But it has this lovely, it looks like it's almost cracking. It has the black in there with it, which makes it really pretty. So it is considered to be a gift from the earth. It brings the blue of Father Sky to the earth, melding the energies of the heavens with the consciousness of Mother Earth. It is considered sacred among the Native Americans. It is excellent for spiritual attunement. It is very valuable for grounding. It also is the healer of spirit. It provides soothing energy. It brings peace of mind, and it is called a master healer stone. That means it has healing energies that dissipate. And again, like the citrine, it helps it to dissipate the negative energy. It's usually seen as a stone of protection as well. That's why it's used in many cultures.
Okay.
So that covers all the stones that were on the table. The other thing, and this is like tucked behind the candle, this is actually a little pedestal that you would put a piece of quartz on. What I do is I have a bottle of this with me whenever I go, and this is blue cornmeal. You can buy it at a health food store. And what I do is you just take a pinch. I mean, a pinch is all you need. You can use a bottle cap. You can use a thimble, whatever you want. And you just put a little bit of that in there. And then I stick it behind the candle, and no one sees it's there. However, I ended up telling about 4 people about it that day because they needed it.
They needed it.
This is used by the Native Americans. It helps transmute negative energy. It absorbs it. Then what you do is, after it doesn't feel right to you, or you would take this out and you would sprinkle this back into the earth and thank the earth and allow it to transmute it to remove the negativity. The earth will just absorb it, and then you put some more out and you put it in. This is a special bag. It's also made out of silk, and we're going to do a whole show on this bag with my friend Wheeler, who helped me make this thing. And there are pockets, and the pockets are also lined with silk. This one.
Allow me to hold it up, and you can show them.
There it is. So I keep 2 things in my bag that are for dowsing. Now, I use dowsing when I'm either told to, and I also use the cards and things, the oracle cards. Those are there. I use the ones I'm told to. I listen to Spirit Witch decks, how many cards, and we get our readings that way. I do dowsing when I'm trying to pinpoint sometimes like a number, or if I'm told to use this tool. And in the Bible, this was called they called them rods, and that's what we call them, dowsing rods. These are made out of copper, which is a great conductor, and this pair, I like it because it's small. I can just stick it in my little bag, and no one knows it's there. But they're very touchy. They're really twitchy. I mean, they work like crazy. We will do a show where we talk about dowsing. We're going to do a whole series on dowsing later on, but I keep these out there as well.
So most of you know the prayer where it is said, "Thy rod and staff, they comfort me."
Those are rods.
There you are.
And if I'm doing another form of dowsing, I use this. And this is a pendulum.
Allow me to take your pendulum forward.
And there are many types of pendulums out there. There are wooden ones. There are ones that are amethyst, or different types of quartz or stone, and you name it. I've seen bullets made into pendulums. But the reason I use this is because the tip is stainless steel, and again, it will not absorb anything. So I can use it for one person, or even allow another person to use it, and I don't have to stop and clean it. And the top is sterling silver, which is a conductor, and we'll show you a detailed picture, but this is called the Mobius cross. It has little groovings that helps you pull energy in. It helps me to be not so fatigued if I'm doing it, and it helps pull in energy. That's it.
And that is it. That was everything on the table.
We will be doing some events later on in the fall. As soon as we confirm those, we will be putting them up on our calendar of events.
And thank you for coming and visiting with us today. And if you would like to join us on our journeys going forward, please subscribe. We'd love to have you.
And if any questions, just go ahead and post them in the comments box below.
And
we'll
thank you very much for being with us tonight.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.